Wow, what a year it has been, right? And guess what? It's literally only March. I feel like that scene in 30 Rock, where Liz Lemon's like, oh, what a week, and then Alec Baldwin's like, it's Wednesday. Yeah, so basically that's been 2020, right? We've had one crazy thing after another happen, culminating in right now where the majority of the world is on some kind of lockdown because there's a worldwide pandemic of coronavirus. So, what are you doing with your time while you're sitting inside? What are you doing to cool your anxiety, to explain to your children what's going on, etc., etc., etc.? I imagine a lot of you probably are watching a lot of Netflix, a lot of Hulu, a lot of movies, and obviously a lot of YouTube videos, or at least this one since you found it. And I also imagine a lot of you are probably potentially kind of quiet and awkward about that. Like if someone asks, wow, you have all this free time, what are you doing with yourself? And it kind of feels weird to be like, well, I spent 5 hours yesterday binge watching TV shows on Netflix. But it made you feel better, right? That is the importance of stories in our society. So storytelling and listening to stories is something that has been done by every single society, every single tribe, every single group of people that has ever existed ever since we became humans. And honestly, probably even before that. Basically, stories have been used to share history, share advice, teach people how to raise children, how to respect others, how to hunt, how to sew. Stories are used to put children to sleep, to teach children empathy, all sorts of things. Stories are so incredibly important. And yet, somehow, the second that you tell someone that you spent 5 hours watching television, you wasted your time. Why is that? Well, I don't know exactly why it is, but I'm sure it has a lot to do with the fact that our society at this time in history is very hung up on productivity and making every moment of your life worth money, and most often money for somebody else. But I think it's incredibly important for us to go back to the truth of what is really important for us as human beings. So there's a huge tie-in between stories and storytelling and psychology. Psychology, of course, well, maybe not of course. Psychology is also incredibly important. I know a lot of people think of it as a soft science. It's often not regarded as much respect as other things. Therapists, psychologists, maybe even psychiatrists, even though they went to med school, are not treated with the same level of respect as doctors and other kinds of medical professionals. A lot of people think that when you use psychology in a conversation, that you're just throwing something out there. Oh, why are you using psychology? Sometimes people think it's just ridiculous or it's used as an excuse. Like, you can find a psychological excuse for anything. But the truth is, psychology is very real, it's very true, and it is very important to our day-to-day lives. And of course, like I said, there's a huge tie-in between psychology and stories, because stories were developed to help teach societies, and they're used in a lot of ways that psychology and therapy could be used. So yeah, stories are our therapy. People who say things like, music is my therapy, they're not wrong. That's true. TV shows are your therapy. You feel better because you watched an event take place on television or in a movie. Catharsis, which, for those of you who don't know, is the feeling of watching something painful and really sad, but actually feeling better at the end of it, which is a really important thing for human beings to deal with our own pain and trauma. So yeah, psychology and stories are both important on the sense of teaching us how to deal with our own issues and also teaching us how to understand other people's issues. So yeah, basically, sorry for the change in angle. I realized that I didn't really record a conclusion to this video. But basically, overarching theme, stories telling, stories, psychology, all incredibly important things. I'm really hoping to continue to explore this subject and related topics, things related to psychology in general, stories in general, the way they intertwine, the effects they have on society, and other offshoot things from this. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, like it, maybe subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. If you're curious about anything that I talked about in the video, or there's something that my video made you think of that you'd like to hear me talk about in the future, please comment and let me know down below. I love the idea of having a conversation. I really want this to be a conversation more than just a monologue. But yeah, thank you so much for watching my channel, my very first video, and hope to see you next time. Bye.